Good morning, wrestling fans, and welcome to PWR Today, Friday morning, April 8th, 2022. The man they call Meathead and the Matthew of Ticket Security. That's what I was calling you before. Matthew of Ticket Security, Matthew Thomas. Good morning, Matthew.
Absolutely. Did you see me work in that box office?
I did. And you know what? I don't know if I mentioned it over the last couple of days, but thank you to your better half for working the box office with us.
Oh, what do
Linda.
you I mean, I thought I was kind of balanced, but do you like my top half or my bottom half better?
Well, I mean, you got a face made for radio like I do, so I guess your bottom half.
All right. Well, you're more than welcome from me and my bottom half.
Nice. Matthew, before we get into the conversation, because like I said, we really kind of went down and talked about your experience yesterday. But before we get into the conversation about all the content that we want your opinion on, tell us who the sponsor is.
Sponsor of this lovely program is this is brought to you by collarandelbowbrand.com, available exclusive at the home of Collar and Elbow, the internet site that is collarandelbowbrand.com. Enter promo code Linda K in the little box where it says promo code, and you can save 10% off your order from collarandelbowbrand.com.
Nice. All right. So we heard about your experience over the the WrestleMania weekend, but you were behind in content. Tell us, how long did you go spoiler free on Sunday afternoon through? We're talking Friday morning.
Through, I actually went to Thursday morning, spoiler free. So yeah, I caught up on WrestleMania. Hope nobody has tried to send me anything important in my email or nothing big.
I know I did.
In the world. So yeah, managed to make it through completely spoiler free. And the hardest part of that was I had to stay off of dirtysheets.com, which I'm normally checking that like 15 times a day to
watching your dirty sheets every day
to see. Well, after your hotel, I think you might have had some dirtysheets.com experience.
Matthew, I know I said this off air, but let me say this on air. The place that I stayed at, I swear to God, the huge joke that I told you yesterday was, I took a shirt that I swim in and trunks, in case it had a pool. If I would have swam in a pool at this particular place, I guarantee I would have came home with crabs.
Is there a way? Is there like a quick and easy way you can go to the drugstore or something and like get tested for parasites?
I don't know. I mean, get one of those blue lights and then just look at them all crawling around. I got to get one of those fancy combs. No.
Was it we went by it? I don't know if I ever asked you. Did you actually was it the same place that Lee Harvey Oswald's boarding house was at? Was that where you stayed?
No, I would have rather stayed there. It had an air conditioner.
It did. We saw that. So that's at least a plus.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. We had a lot of content over the weekend. Matthew, I was telling you that last night Impact Wrestling was showing a bunch of matches from the multiverse of matches. I mean, I saw stuff, and I didn't even mention this to you off air yet. They aired excerpts from Nick Aldis and Mickie James versus Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green. They aired the one I told you about, the Good Brothers taking on the Briscoe Brothers. There was so much wrestling in Dallas over the weekend. Matthew, are you all caught up? Are you good to go on a Friday morning?
I am good. I am good to go. Yeah, just
we know you got Dynamite in last night.
It was a very unique experience of being able to watch night one in person and then night two nights later on my television set. But yeah, it looks like you and Linda had an absolutely fantastic night to go to. I think WWE did a really solid job of balancing both nights. And what's stuck?
Let's start at night two of WrestleMania. Tell me what you thought of the matches.
I thought it was great. Personally, I think they got off to a little bit hotter start on night two than they did night one. That opening trilogy of matches, I think.
Let's start off with the tags again on night two with RK Bro, Alpha Academy, and
Street Profits.
Street Profits, correct.
And that I think is a more exciting group of tag teams than we had at night one. I mean, you get the pop from Boogs and the guitar and Nakamura's entrance music, and of course the Usos. Whenever you go to a live event, man, the Usos are over. But as far as the story they've been telling, I think night two had a little more compelling, and I was glad to see the team, Nelson Mandela's team of RK Bro, pick up the win there. I think that was a nice bookend to a wonderful year that RK Bro has had. Let's see, what did you
Well,
have?
before you go farther, let's talk about night one in the PWR Fantasy Draft. Night one, by the way, you only scored 5 points, Matthew. Linda Kay had 235 points, and the man they call Meathead had 180. And now let's run down the matches, and we'll talk about the end of the PWR season.
I did that intentionally to give you guys a little night one love.
Oh, boy. All right, so after the triple threat for the tags.
After that, we had Omos and Bobby, and pretty impressed with the reception that Bobby got, and I think that match.
Were you confused that MVP did not show up with Bobby?
Nah, Bobby is a face, and I think we got that. We got that final step realized on Monday night, but Bobby was out there by himself to get, Bobby 2.0 that we're going to get the rest of 2022, which is one of your top faces in the company. Bobby last year got a great match with Goldberg in WrestleMania Night 2. I think this match.
No. Bobby didn't wrestle Goldberg at WrestleMania. Bobby wrestled Goldberg in one of the Saudi Arabia shows.
Yeah,
he wrestled McIntyre last year.
And also SummerSlam. So basically, you had two Bobby Goldberg matches last year. But I think especially the Saudi Arabia match with Goldberg really delivered. And it was interesting to watch him go up against somebody that really, really outsized him. You don't see that a ton with Lashley. But I think this match was about as good as it could have been. Another big guy that Lashley's having a solid match with. So I was really excited to see that. I don't know how it felt in the arena. Sami Zayn, Johnny Knoxville was fun. It's a little bit overdone for my taste.
Let me tell you a little story. A little birdie on Saturday night whispered out to Linda and myself and says, "Hey, I think I know what's going to happen in the finish. There's a spot apparently that's going to be with some mouse traps." And when the table came out with the mouse traps glued to them, well, not all of them, about 10 of them fell off. But when the mouse traps came out, I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's a table with a mouse trap. When they did it, that was funny. But then the giant mouse trap came out, and then it failed. Johnny had to manually trigger it to land on Sammy.
Yeah.
Okay. It would have been better if it would have triggered on its own.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But
Johnny was over, and the jackasses were over. Party Boy was over. Wee Man was over. There's memes going around saying, I'm going to tell my kids this is when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre.
Yeah, and here's the thing, too. You look at how they booked that compared to night one. This ran parallel to the third match of night one, which was the Logan Paul match. So kind of your special attraction matches right there,
sure.
Running the same spot. So both nights, it wasn't we start off with a hot, important match and then we, kind of evenly disperse stuff. You had your undercard go on first both nights and work your way up to your important nights. That can be risky sometimes, especially in years past in one-night WrestleManias. I think back to WrestleMania. I don't know what number it was. Oh, it would have been 26, maybe. It was WrestleMania 2010, I want to say, when you had Brett and Vince and you had Shawn's last match. That sticks out in my head is one that they started, basically pure undercard first, worked their way up, and you had an exhausted crowd by the end. But I think you can get away with the, bottom to top formula a little bit better with these multiple nights of WrestleMania. And I don't know where your thoughts are on it or what you and Linda have already discussed. In theory, on paper, I don't like a 2-night WrestleMania, but actually going there, attending one night of it, the ease that we had getting in and out of that stadium, and it was a long day. It was a long weekend, but it is not the absolute dead tiredness that I remember from going to one-night WrestleManias in the past.
Well, Matthew, the WrestleMania that was at Giant Stadium, whatever MetLife or whatever that building's called, they say that was the impetus of knocking off the one night because, the mass transit shut down by midnight, and Becky and Bianca no, it wasn't Becky and Bianca. It was
Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky, right?
Where they started after midnight Eastern.
Yeah.
And
you're getting out of there around 1 Eastern, and then the whole issues of the mass transit. Yeah, no, I think that was definitely that would have been 2019, I believe.
Something like that. But that's the whole impetus of it. 2020, obviously, that was Performance Center WrestleMania. 2021 was Tampa redo WrestleMania, and they did 25%. I don't like it. and because I don't want to be forced as a wrestling fan to figure out what show to go to.
And really, there's not much strategy you can put into it because these things are going on sale prior to match announcements. And then you even have, some controversy going into it because do you remember a couple of weeks ago where the graphic to AJ and Edge actually got switched to night one for like a week, and then they reverted back to night two. And then I don't know that many people were necessarily booking their WrestleMania trip around the Sheamus Ridge Holland match with New Day, but that was originally slated for night one, and we got it tacked on to night two.
That's my whole point. If you're coming into town and, let's say that you have a convention that you're also going to be doing in town that Sunday night.
Completely theoretical, right?
Right. Stuck going to the Saturday night show, but all the matches you want to see are on the Sunday show. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So we'll see where this goes to in years past. And I mean, honestly,
they say it's a success and it's going to continue on.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I think a happy medium might potentially be if you were to work your way back to one night, potentially work it one night on a Saturday night, so it makes it a little bit easier for people to get home. You
could put the Hall of Fame on the Sunday. You could put an NXT show on the Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you want to do. But Matthew, you were telling us about the matches. Now, again, you left off, I believe it was on the Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn match. What about the other matches?
Yeah. So let's see. Thinking out loud here, the women's tag. I was kind of hoping to see Rhea and Liv pick up the win there just to get.
I think this was built. I think this was built for Sasha and Naomi.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it could have gone any way, but. I want to throw kind of my take on Edge and AJ there. I enjoyed it. I think they worked really hard to put on a really well.
Hey, let me ask you this. It wasn't a spoiler, but I asked you, or I told you about this before you watched the match. Did you happen to see where AJ cut his face?
Yeah, I didn't see where it happened. I saw he was bleeding as soon as he came out there. So I assumed it was entrance like you had mentioned.
Yeah, he nicked his face on there. Your thoughts on Damian Priest appearing in the match?
Personally, would have liked for this to have happened on a Raw or something away from this match. I get, it was a clean win. He didn't technically interfere, but the win happened from a storyline perspective because AJ got distracted. Would have rather had that happen at a later point, but hey, one thing with WrestleMania this year, and one reason we probably saw this was you did not get a lot of brand new angles started at Mania, and that was one exception right there. What I like about AJ Edge wasn't a finish, kick out, false finish. It was a very well put together match from a psychological perspective, and we tend to not see that a ton these days.
So the I'll tell you from my in-ring or my in-arena experience, that was my bathroom break, was to get up after AJ and Edge.
Yeah.
Run and go get something to eat, maybe grab a pretzel. Damn it, all the pretzels are gone. Let me go use the restroom. All right, let me just grab this foot long from here, come back. Yeah, I missed an entire match.
Wait a minute. You grabbed the foot long in the restroom?
Yes, I was trying to glaze over a foot long.
Hey, man, more power to you.
So I missed an entire match. Didn't see any entrances, didn't see any pinfalls or shenanigans. I missed Ridge Holland and Sheamus defeating the New Day.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to take a bathroom break, man, more power to you. You probably made a good decision. My bladder and my thirstiness came a-calling the other night prior to Seth and To Be Determined, and so there was a mad rush by me and a bunch of people once we saw the promo packages playing. I actually sent Claire. She was up there at the same time, and she was nice enough to actually go down into the arena to see what promo package was playing, to see if I had to hurry, and I did have to hurry. So I was burning it down the steps when I heard.
You were burning it down. There you go.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. And apologies to people in my row that had their cameras out that now has the back of my head because I had to get it to the middle of my section.
So I got back to my seat during the entrance of Austin Theory and Pat McAfee. Matthew, this match over-delivered to me.
Yeah.
The match of McAfee and Theory, and we'll get into the rest.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, and I asked you about this off air too, the experience of being in the arena with the Seven Nation Army, man. I think we actually discussed that song earlier in the weekend.
Not everybody knows that. That chant. Oh, 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 oh. That's the Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. Oh, bask in his glory.
Yeah, and just to hear that crowd singing that
78,000.
It gave me goosebumps at home. I can't imagine how it was in ring.
It was amazing, and I will readily admit I was helping it along.
Fantastic. But no, I mean, to me, this didn't over-deliver because I expected a McAfee match to deliver just from what we've seen in general. And I thought this was a solid match. And I like the whole added effect with the punt of the Cowboys football, man. I mean, McAfee's an absolute star.
I wondered because, as I'm thinking about it, he's got a football. He's not going to kick it, is he? Look at how low that truss is. Oh, he kicked it to the side. Well, thank God. Because if he would have punted it, because, again, McAfee was punter of the decade in the 2010s. This is a guy that kicked off a Super Bowl, with all the lights and all the whatever. Yeah. I thought this was amazing. Matter of fact, him dropping down and then jumping up to the top turnbuckle from almost a standing position and jumping up there. Now, Austin caught him, right? Austin Theory caught him, but still impressive.
Yeah. No, without a doubt. And so you said that you thought the match over-delivered.
I thought.
What did you think about post-match?
Post-match, I thought we were really being teased, but then Vince took his shirt off. The ref got in the ring, and we heard a ding-ding. Wow, look at this. Austin Theory's getting a match with Vince McMahon and Matthew. I thought that because I chose Sunday night, I was going to miss out because I didn't get to see the glass breaking. I didn't get to see the Texas rattlesnake, and I was wrong. And what WWE did that was absolutely tremendous was they gave both nights, The Undertaker live in the arena and Stone Cold Steve Austin live in the arena. And he came down and he went right after Mr. McMahon.
No, without a doubt. And I mean, WWE this year, especially just packing an arena with 78,000 people is a feel-good moment in and of itself. But my goodness, they really nailed the feel-good moments both nights this year. And we go back to Wednesday night on Dynamite. There was a dude in the audience, or a female. I don't know. I never see who was holding the sign, but it said, "What year is this?" And that applied so much to what we saw on Dynamite. But my goodness, it applied so much to what we saw over WrestleMania weekend.
That's okay. The stunner that Austin gave to Mr. McMahon was the absolute worst thing I'd ever seen. Matter of fact, the second he went to kick him, and you know when Austin's going to do it, because what he does is he drinks and takes a half step back, and we all know this. The second he went to kick him, Vince fell.
Back.
And he fell. And I swear I heard Mortal Kombat in the background, "Get over here!" As he went to grab him. Then he went to stun him. And it was just the sloppiest. And the smile and jubilation over Austin's face as he's laughing his ass off at how terrible that was made it even better.
Did you notice, I don't know unless you were watching the Tron, you probably didn't catch it, but Mr. McMahon gave it away a little bit prior to Austin coming out because, he sold the surprise look when Austin Theory's music hit.
Yep, because he thought that, what? Oh, yeah, that's your music. Okay.
Yeah. Woo. So much so, like, I can't say that Theory's one of those people that I'm super familiar with his music. I saw McMahon's reaction, like, who is this? Who's coming out? I don't recognize this.
Theory's music. And it's brand new music. So even Austin Theory didn't know what it was.
Now, let me ask you this. Night 2, speaking of another feel-good moment, probably a bittersweet feel-good moment, but how great was the Triple H surprise at the beginning?
Amazing. And they didn't show it right away. I'm like, did he leave his boots in the ring? And then all of a sudden you look up at the Tron and now they're showing his boots in the microphone. And he did that with the noise of everything else. He just quietly left his boots there and left. We also did get to see it on camera. And, because where we were sitting, we didn't see McAfee laying down my commentary. But after he gets the stunner, he's just laying there pouring beer into his face. Absolutely tremendous.
Absolutely.
All right, Matthew, that was the buffer before the main event. There is talk that the main event ended early due to a possible bicep injury to Roman Reigns. What did you think?
I thought it was a good match. I mean, this was built up to be the biggest match in WrestleMania history. It might very well have been. The downside to this, you compare it to Edge and AJ, something we've never seen before. How many times at a WrestleMania have we seen Brock and Roman? I mean, this was
only once or twice, maybe, but we have seen it.
Yeah, this was a great match in the confines of what you expect this match to be. Yeah, it could go absolutely either way. Compare and contrast it to, say, our other big match of the night, Edge and AJ. We ran into a lot of finisher hit, not going to put him away, false finish. How many F5 Superman punches, spears are we going to get? Not that it's bad. That's what you expect with these two. These two have been built as beasts that you just can't put away. I do like the fact that we got a relatively clean finish right there in the middle of the ring. When you talk about who benefited from Taker's streak, I mean, we see the monster that Lesnar has been for almost the last decade. I think by having that decisive win right there in the middle of the ring for the unified title, I mean, we are almost at 2 years with Roman's run here, and this has been the longest run of the modern era. So we are in the midst of a major generational title run, and we really got that cemented on Sunday at night 2 of WrestleMania.
We did, absolutely. So, again, you believe night 1 or night 2 was the better overall show, regardless of being in attendance or not?
Yeah. I mean, just for me, the personal stuff that I like, which is a combination of feel-good moments with solid matches. I feel like we got more important matches night 1 with the 2 women's title matches. We got that important moment right there with Cody appearing. Night 1 is going to be my vote, but again, I can't say that I'm not biased because that was the night I was in attendance for.
And it might even say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So who's to say? Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter. The man they call Meathead was shown what Instagram is. He actually went and got himself an Instagram as well.
No, Matthew, I've got one. I've got an Instagram too, man. You're gonna have to add me. My username is Matthew Does the Gram.
What?
Yeah. I've only posted like 2 things ever on it, but yeah, you and I could be Instagram buddies, and we can take pictures of stuff, and we can tag each other and just blow up on the gram.
I am the man they call Meathead at Instagram. So there you go.
Well, you're gonna get an ad. You're gonna get an ad tonight. You have one of them TikToks yet?
What's a TikTok?
Maybe I think it's kind of like a watch website or something. But
Aaron Rodgers just went to England to go learn how to make watches.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's very reasonable. But yeah, if we get maybe you and I get one of them joint TikTok accounts and like we dance for each other and stuff. That's what you basically do.
Here comes some dancing, not from Linda Kay, not from the man they call Meathead, but some dancing from the man referred to as Matthew Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021-2022 PWR Fantasy Draft is now in the books. The totals are unofficial, but I believe we can declare that the winner of the 2021-2022 season is the M.O.T.S. Matthew of the season, Matthew Thomas.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Meathead. And, thank you for our wonderful accounting firm for those numbers. And what I really tried to do this year was not to make it that close, just so there wouldn't be any controversy, man. I know people get all in an uproar when it's what they perceive as close, close contest and whatnot. I didn't want any of that. So, thank you very much. And thank you and Linda for a great season. And thank you for everybody that was paying attention and playing along at home. And I hope I provided everybody with, quite a bit of entertainment and enjoyment and just, really great decision making, for anybody that wants to, say, participate in a future fantasy draft.
There you are. So the final totals brought to you by the accounting firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. And I feel cheated. Matthew Thomas, the winner, with 4,235 points. The man they call me did second place, 3,800 even, and unfortunately in last, but in third, 3,670 points for the lovely Linda Kay. Matthew, you took over the, I lost my lead at the Royal Rumble. On the Royal Rumble, we were tied at 28.45 apiece with Linda right behind us at 26.80. And then after the Rumble, 34-40 to 30-75. And then after that, 34-40 to 31-25. Then after that, 38-25 to 34-45. And then 38-30, 36-25. And he just kind of pulled ahead.
Yeah, if you go back and you watch the draft from last year, what I was really going for was a nice little preview in what that following year of wrestling would be, and I mean, I think one of my big moves, I selected, Matthew to watch for 2021. And, we got to see him at WrestleMania retain his tag team title with Randy Orton. And, we had two people on Nelson Mandela in the main event for the Universal title. So I think that was a nice little for the Undisputed Championship, which was a nice little bookend for my year. And if you want a glimpse into what the year of 2022 into WrestleMania 2023 is going to look like, well, you just need to tune into this year's PWR Draft.
Speaking of the PWR Draft, the next pay-per-view for the season is WWE Backlash. I believe that is the first Sunday in May. Let's double-check the calendar here. I believe that is going to be happening May 8th. If I'm not mistaken, it might be the 7th, but we'll have to double-check with the interns here. We will have a new draft. We don't have a date on it yet, but we will have a draft ready to go. And I assume we're probably going to let that thing rock and roll the morning of. So we'll have to figure it out. Backlash looks like it's going to be happening. Stand by. I'm waiting for it. May 8th, 2022. Yep. May 8th, 2022.
There we are. Almost a month. I guess a month away. Exactly, right?
Yep, it is the 8th. So exactly 1 month from now, we will restart the PWR Draft. Again, I'm going to have to talk to the accounting firm. Maybe there's some rule changes in mind. We'll have to figure it out. But really, at the end of the day, we're going to figure out how we can let Meathead win it again.
We shall see. We shall see. There's a new kid on the block in the first year of being an active PWR Draft participant. We got a new champion, and I think that's going to be the way it's going to go for a little while.
I never got, I'm going to blame the pandemic. I never got my parade.
Yeah.
I never got a parade.
Yeah, well, we can work on that, man. There's some other big pay-per-views in fun cities that are coming up this year. We can kind of put our heads together and see if we can maybe get the band back together for something in the summertime.
Fair enough. For Linda Kay, for the man they call Meathead, or for Matthew Thomas on the man they call Meathead. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you again Monday morning. So long, everyone.